war rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. As these two powerful forces prepare to clash, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This battle is brought to you by our channel members and FLGS partners, Warpfire Minis and X-Planet.
Hello and welcome to Season of War. We're back here for another awesome Age of Sigmar battle here. I got Fred coming down from Montreal, good buddy of mine. Awesome to have you by to come for a game.
Hey everyone.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into one here. So we're playing Fountains of Frost tonight. So it is 6 objective mission. GCs, not GCs, Andorian Locusts count as 10 on a point. And then if you have 3 or more units on one of the objectives, at the beginning of the battle shock phase, you take D3 on a 4-up. So often when you see people kind of deploy a little bit off the points, as you kind of see here tonight. So yeah, this is going to be a good game. But before we get into it, Fred, can you go through your list for us quick?
100%. So I brought Soulblight Gravelords today, Legions of Blood. I got a pack of 20 zombies, pack of 40 zombies with the corpse cart, Vampire Lord on foot, 30 skeletons. I got Neferata, and I have the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. He has the 3-up Ethereal save and the Doom Minion.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of battle, I get to pick up D3 units and I got a 2+ to hit.
Yeah.
Neferata has her debuff spell and her -1 to hit aura.
Nice.
And the corpse cart goes really well with the zombies, making them wound mortal wounds on the 6-up, and then when they die, they do an extra mortal wound. Well, they do the mortal wound as well, so it becomes kind of a double threat.
Yeah.
Anvil and can be a hammer. I got 2 Endless Spell, Suffocating Gravetide and the Pendulum.
Nice.
And then my Vampire Lord has Hoarfrost as well, which goes lovely with the skeletons.
Yes, anything with doing a bunch of attacks. So pretty classic Legion of Blood list. Good to see. Now we'll see kind of impacted by the points, obviously a little bit. Zombies going up 30 points. And
well, this is actually adjusted. So I've already lost like 200 something points.
Yeah.
So the new version, we'll see how it goes.
Exactly, yeah. So just less models because Soulblight has been so strong lately. So yeah, awesome. And then today, we're playing Blades of Khorne. So I'm playing a Reapers of Vengeance list. There are quite a few Bloodletters, but we're playing Reapers of Vengeance. So it is going to be Scarbrand, brought him out. We have the Whip Thirster. He's going to be the general, has the Firebrand command trait, which you often see. So I also have the extra prayer for all of my priests. I'm not going to go through them. You'll see them on the side of the screen because the prayers are just so good. We have the Realmgore Ritualist, and I have a Bloodmaster, and he does have the Halo of Blood artifact. So if you're within 3, he fights at the start, and then he can bring the Bloodletters in. So cute little trick. And then we do have 3 units of 5 Fleshhounds and a unit of 6 Furies, because Furies are amazing. And then I have Never Leave Home Without Your Invocation, so I have the Bleeding Icon and the Skulls. Everyone's favorite, the Hexscourger Skulls. You'll definitely see those things getting slingshotted across the board. So I had a Warlord Battalion and a Battle Reg, so I was 5 drops, and you just had the double battle reg?
Yeah, actually Battle Reg and a +1.
Oh, and a plus.
Yeah, exactly. For the Zombie Dragon, right?
Exactly, yeah. So then, yeah, you're going to have choice, Fred. Who's going first here?
So you're surprised? I'm going to let you go first.
I would have never thought that. Awesome. Okay, well, let's get into it. Let's go with Blades of Khorne, turn 1.
Eager to exalt in battle and bloodshed, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is surround and destroy. The Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury and the Vampire Lord both use heroic leadership. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon targets the Bloodletters and Fleshhounds with doomed minions. The Bloodthirster chants for bronzed flesh on the Bloodletters, then the Realmgore Ritualist summons the Hexscourger Skulls. Lastly, the Bloodmaster chants for unholy flames on the Bloodletters. Readying themselves for merciless combat, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
All right, so we're back from Khorne, turn 1. We did the classic Surround and Destroy. I think, Fred, you noticed as with deployment. Khorne, I always say this is very important to have your first tactic. Could have probably maybe done Intimidate here as well, because it's one of the deployments, but just there's so many units, surround is just so easy.
But then you're also getting closer to me, right? So if you're kind of facilitating movement on a unit that has like 4 movements, if you get a big charge off, then you're stuck in your end of the deployment. So it's good to be a bit more conservative.
For sure, and Intimidate's way easier later as well. Keep that one around. So yeah, I just popped out. I did have more than 3 units on here. I just figured I need to get the movement. I need to kind of be central. So, but I rolled a 2, so I'm fine. I got Bronze Flesh and extra rend on the bloodletters, making them a little bit, make you think about coming into them. And we have the skulls out, so probably not gonna affect anything right now, but they're just annoying. So yeah, gonna get, not obviously hold more here, so I will just get 4 for the turn, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 1.
Let's go.
Patient in the enduring nature of undeath, the Soulblight battle tactic is Intimidate the Invaders. Neferata uses Heroic Leadership, while the Bloodmaster uses Heroic Willpower. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon casts Flaming Weapon. Neferata casts the Suffocating Gravetide, but has Waste Away unbound. The Vampire Lord casts Hoarfrost and grants Rend 3 to the skeletons, but has the Ether Void Pendulum unbound. The Bloodmaster ignores the Suffocating Gravetide, but it deals 6 mortal wounds to the Bloodletters. The Zombie Dragon targets the Furies with its Pestilential Breath and effortlessly takes them out, commanding their undead troops to lead the march. The Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Back from Soulblight turn 1. Pretty eventful. Pretty lucky with a couple rolls. The battle tactic was Intimidate the Invaders. So I pushed everything forward, but I managed to cast all the key spells. So I got Suffocating Gravetide, spiking a bit on that, doing 12 mortal. That was nice, and also blocking the way for your things to come towards me.
For sure,
And I got the Hoarfrost, obviously rolled a 6. So Skellies are now all buffed up.
Rend 3,
Yeah, managed to squeeze in like a cheeky little zombie dragon in the shooting phase, rolled a big 6, attack, got rid of the Furies, which is like so good with, against an army like me that's so immobile in a lot it ways.
Little units.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah, and 15, just flat 15 damage. Boom. Okay.
Yeah.
See?
It happens,
Yeah.
Never happens in tournaments, but happens here, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, classic.
And then, just roll off, right?
Yeah, and then you're gonna get, so you'll hold 2 and get your tactic, which, good one to get, easy. I rolled the 1/5 up spell ignore on the hero, so I got a blood tithe, notably.
Yes.
But then I didn't get on the bloodletters, and then I made a dumb little mistake and left 2 guys here, which actually ended up being a little talking point because the 2 were out of coherency here. You were measuring for your zombie dragon at first, and Scarbrand wouldn't have been able to get through, but just randomly, those 2 had to run because of coherency. So then now I actually could technically hero phase move Scarbrand. So it was just a fun little thinking point because I made a dumb mistake and lost 2 extra bloodletters. But yeah, I don't know.
It's a scary thought,
it could work out. It makes you kind of play a little more conservative.
Exactly.
Right?
But part of me was like, I want to keep the zombie dragon there, and you charge with Scarbrand, and then Scarbrand stays there for the rest of the battle. Yeah. But then you lose your only hammer.
Exactly.
So it's like, and not
just one of the bigger hammers. Yeah. So. For sure. So we'll go into a priority. Let's see what we'll roll here. Yeah. Big 4. Big 4. All right. So I'm going to win ties here. So yeah, looking at it a little bit, I am going to take the turn. I want to give it away to you, but just with the Rend 3 guys, with all the zombies coming in, you can still get me with the dragon. I feel like you could do a lot of damage here. This kind of clogging up could be a problem, but I have multiple ways to get rid of the Gravetide. So yeah, we will take the turn here and go into Blades of Khorne, turn 2.
Let's do it.
Wanting to be the aggressor in this battle, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is the Trial of Skulls. The Bloodmaster uses Heroic Willpower and dispels the Suffocating Gravetide. Then the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon fails Heroic Leadership. The Bloodthirster chants for Bronzed Flesh on Scarbrand, while the Ritualist fails their chant for Blood Sacrifice. The Bloodmaster then chants for Unholy Flames on the Bloodletters. The Bloodthirster cracks his whip but deals no damage, then he uses Beckon the Hunt on the Bloodletters. The Bloodthirster fails its roar, then the Bloodmaster strikes first, and deals 4 damage to the zombies. Ushered to fight next by the Bloodmaster and using all-out attack in the Inspired Triumph, the Bloodletters attack the zombies, killing 18, but they suffer 8 mortal wounds in return. Fighting with the first normal activation, the Bloodthirster deals 10 damage to the zombies, though only suffers 1 mortal in return. The zombies use Inspiring Presence, while 1 Bloodletter is returned with their standard bear. Slashing and tearing through the undead minions, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Alrighty, so we're back from Blades of Khorne, turn 2. Everything almost went to exact plan what I was thinking. The one thing I didn't do is summon the icon.
Yeah, that would have been huge.
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to be able to go through, I don't know if I was going to get through all 40 zombies, but right here I ended up giving, I did the prayer for extra rend on them, just because I figured you'd be able to have a 6-up save if you did all defense, and a 6-up ward. I wouldn't kill as many. Now, I should have probably done the invocation, because even with that, if I would have killed 20 or 30, then those last ones would have ran. With her, though, I also did do Blood Sacrifice, which I failed as well. So thinking back, like, if I would have done the invocation, the bleeding. Oh no, I couldn't do it with her because she was in the garrison. So it would have. It would have had to have been that hero that did that. So probably should have done that over top. Kicking myself in the butt a little bit now. I did kill, what, 32? Yeah. So I think there's 8 zombies left. Took quite a few mortals back. I think you killed 8 Bloodletters back. Yeah. So yeah, zombies are really
good trading unit, right?
Yeah, so. Very good. And to kill that many Bloodletters, like, they're already paid for their points. Yeah, and then the Whip Thirster did a little bit more. I was gonna go for a little charge over here on this side. Now I failed it. I did 1 shooting, so I only 4 left. I could have maybe snuck that through. You're on a 3-up save, so you probably could have done all defense and done a 2-up. So maybe wouldn't have been the best, but there's just kind of an annoying unit over there. Everything else I'm kind of positioned. I was measuring a lot with Scarbrand as well. I was really thinking about Hero Phase moving him 16, and possibly I could have gotten to the Zombie Dragon over here. But that's risky. Then he's out there. The Zombie Dragon's ethereal. You possibly just eat Scarbrand, and I don't want that. So I did Bronze Flesh on him, kept him back, keeping him safe. The Skulls just kind of move blocking right now, just getting in the way, as they're usually what they're best for, because you can't get away
It's
from
a good
them.
funneling right now.
Exactly, yeah.
2 inches to move through.
For sure. So yeah, and then I'm gonna get more because I took that back middle point. So I'll get more, get my tactic, and that's pretty much it. So we'll jump into Soulblight Gravelords turn 2.
Let's do it.
Ready to make the demons suffer for their aggression, the Soulblight battle tactic is led into the Maelstrom. Neferata fails heroic leadership, while the Bloodmaster uses heroic willpower. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon casts Flaming Weapon. Neferata casts the Suffocating Gravetide, then casts Dark Mist on herself. The Vampire Lord has Hoarfrost Unbound, but casts the Ether Void Pendulum. The Suffocating Gravetide deals 1 mortal wound to the Bloodmaster and 3 to the Bloodletters. As the Zombie Dragon bears down, the Flesh Hounds redeploy and move 3 inches. The Zombie Dragon roars 1 unit of Flesh Hounds, while Neferata stomps the other unit. The zombies attack the Bloodletters and take down 2 demons, then return them as new zombies. The Flesh Hounds attack the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon and deal 1 damage, then the Vampire Lord on foot takes down 3 Flesh Hounds. The other unit of Flesh Hounds deals 2 damage to Neferata. Then the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon takes down a different unit of Flesh Hounds. How many damn Flesh Hounds are there? The Bloodletters fight back against the zombies and take out the unit, but they suffer 10 mortals in return. Neferata fights next and takes out another unit of Fleshhounds, then the last unit of Fleshhounds attack, but deal no damage to the Vampire Lord. All these Fleshhounds need to f***ing die. Taking the fight to the Chaos forces on all fronts, the Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Just finished bottom of 2 for Soulblight Gravelord. Pretty effective turn.
Yeah.
We got most of our key essential spells in, Suffocating Gravetide, and the Pendulum, which is going to tax Ridge an unbind or 2 for next turn. So
leaving the Pendulum there, yeah.
And then
the Gravetide, fuck man, again.
Gravetide, I know, right? It did last. It did only a couple wounds, but it's still there, you know.
And still, just mortals on them, just taking Bloodletters down to like almost what 10 or so.
Grinding, you're there. You owe us a battle shock as well.
I do. You're right. Yes.
On a 4+ you lose.
I did. I used my CP for all attack, and I lost another 5, so 7. So 10, so 3. So yeah, on a 4, one's gonna run. On a 5, so 2 more are gonna run. Cool. Okay, continue. Go ahead.
So we had a pretty slow start, moving things a bit off the board, disengaging with the ghouls just to make sure I can rally them next turn. Although, no, I don't have a hero next buy, but at least they won't be in combat anymore.
And the zombies, which are proxying with ghouls.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's what we're playing with.
Yep.
We got the Vampire Lord going on the side here to swing and try to get a couple dogs out. We managed to remove the 2 units of 5 dogs, which is like, you know.
Made the big 10-inch charge here, which was...
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah,
that was huge.
I screened the 5 dogs as a little bit of a trick. So I left it so that you couldn't auto-run 6 onto here because if you had to stay outside of 3, which was just barely off the point, which made it a 10-inch charge, but you made the big 10. So got him in. Neferata would have probably, I think, at the end of the day... Actually, no, she took them down with 7 wounds anyways.
She did,
With the stomp.
It's the issue of, like, you know, grabbing a 4-inch unit, you know, a unit that moves 4-inch, giving them an extra 10-inch of move is so big in a game of positioning, which then threatens your home objective, you know. So it keeps you vulnerable for double, but also protects Neferata from anything coming towards her.
Yes.
So hopefully using that as like a buffer.
Yeah, 13 inches of movement pretty much you got from the charge. Yeah, good, very good
Plus
point.
4, 17 with the regular move, right?
That's
so
right.
Speed right through it.
Yeah.
Did a couple mortals in combat here, but you wiped the unit like so fast.
That's what you weren't sure about here, but because of you're actually going to fail your tactic.
No, he's in combat.
Oh yes, because hero.
Yes,
okay, there you go. Because we were thinking that's what was your thinking here to charge them in, because you're thinking at least one zombie's going to survive here. But so yeah, thank God then the hero. So you'll get led into the maelstrom.
I double down. I figured like I'm not too sure. I don't want to lose 2 points. Plus I get to score more this turn for the first time. Yeah. Really taking a bit of board control.
Yeah, and so many units in there. Yeah, that's solid. So that little hero for sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna you'll get 1, 2 more in your tactic. Yeah, and then we're gonna, I guess, just jump into
big roll off.
Yeah, this is gonna be big. Scarbrand and
the
zombie dragon are just staring at each other.
2.
5.
Ridge
I don't know what to tell you, man. Here at Season of War, Ridge wins prios when he needs them. All right, so yeah, I am going to take the turn, and I think I have to go in with Scarbrand here. We're laughing about it because it's like he's got the 3-up ethereal save. But like, look at these two. If I don't go in, I'm just an absolute coward, and I should never play Khorne. So I'm gonna take the turn. We're gonna see if Scarbrand can kill a zombie dragon, and yeah, let's go into Blades of Khorne turn 3.
Blessed by the priority gods in addition to the chaos gods, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is led into the maelstrom. The Bloodthirster and Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon both fail heroic leadership. The Ritualist dispels the suffocating Gravetide, then the Bloodletters rally and return 5 models. The Bloodmaster chants for Bloodmark on the zombies, while the Bloodthirster fails his chant for Bloodbind. As the Blood Tithe grows, Khorne sends a Brass Skull Meteor, but it only deals 1 mortal wound to the Vampire Lord. The Ether Void Pendulum deals 2 mortal wounds to the Bloodthirster, while the Bloodmaster ignores it. The Bloodmaster uses At the Double to claim an unattended objective. As the demons close in again, the Gravelords return 10 zombies thanks to Endless Legions. The Bloodthirster cracks his whip at the skeletons, killing 3. Scarbrand uses Forward to Victory and charges in with the Bloodthirster, though they fail to both roar and stomp. The Bloodletters begin the fighting and take down the zombies, though they suffer 6 mortals in return and take 2 damage from the corpse cart. The skeletons fight next, dealing 4 damage to Scarbrand and 2 to the Bloodthirster. The Bloodthirster retaliates, but only deals 4 damage back to the skeletons. Last to fight, Scarbrand furiously attacks the skeletons, taking down 19. He really showed up that Bloodthirster. As a fountain of frost erupts, it deals a total of 6 mortal wounds to the nearby units. Then the skeletons use Inspiring Presence. Further devastating the undead minions, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right, we're back from Blades of Khorne Turn 3, and just a bunch of crazy stuff happening. This has been a banger of a game already. Soulblight, there's so many things kind of going on with bringing back units and the skellies, and I am actually the biggest coward, and I can't play Khorne anymore because I know before I said I have to go into him, but math-wise, I just am not going to kill him.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I do say 8 mortals, even if all 8 go through. If I luckily get 2 through, you know, I could, like, very low chance, and then you're going to heal back from the hunger and possibly kill Scarbrand. So I ended up going for the bigger play here, which I made a huge 3d6 charge. The one shitty thing is I only had 3 prayers. You had the Gravetide there, and you could have easily move blocked me with that again. So that's so strong. So I had to get rid of it. So that already gets rid of one of my prayers. I failed one of the other prayers, and then the one I did get off was with the Bloodmaster. So it was making me wound on 2s, at least to the zombies.
Yeah, which is good.
Which I needed, because I ended up using the CP to reroll Scarbrand's charge. I rolled a 7 into like a 14, I think. So I did that instead of hitting on 2s, but I took them out to the wound, which I rolled a bunch of ones.
There's one ghoul left, right? That flew to battle shock.
Exactly, that flew to battle shock. But still, like, I thought for sure I was going to be able to kill them. So I did let into the Maelstrom, and this is a trick for letting into the Maelstrom. Not a trick, but just something smart to do. I targeted them, but I knew I was going to not attack that thing. So no matter what, I was going to end within 3 of that. So even if I killed all these guys, then I would have still got it from having my Bloodletter. So that's just something with Maelstrom, you want to make sure that you end within 3, because early on in the season, I failed that before by killing everything. Really shitty that I wasn't able to kill all these guys, but you made an amazing play, Frederic, and this is really good for any Soulblight player. I made the charge in before that I shot and killed, what, 2 skeletons? Or 4 skeletons. So you pulled the 4 skeleton, knowing that at the start of the combat, you brought 2 of them back, and you were able to perfectly block off Scarbrand getting into Neferata. So
that was good.
He probably would have killed her.
Yeah, 100%.
With all of that, so that would have been massive. So huge play there. I wasn't able to get into there, so I put everything into the skellies, and I killed, what, 24?
Yeah.
25?
5 left. No, 1 died because of the explosion.
Yes, after, and then we rolled the 4 up, and then I did roll the 4 up, finally. We missed it there, but rolled it here, and then, we took a wound here, killed the skelly, and my Bloodthirster took 3.
Yeah, and you're 1 wound short of taking the objective.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because now we're tied, you know?
Yeah, so if you would have, if I would have rolled the 3 up, 1 more would have died, exactly, yada yada. So close, and even here was like crazy close. I retreated the dogs, putting, so 5, I had 6 models, but I killed 1, so I would have had 5 on to your 4.
Yeah.
So I had to clear the zombies. You just barely weren't able to bring, because you rolled the 4 up to bring back the 10 zombies, but wholly outside 9 now, so seeing the rule changes, which is really good.
Huge.
Because you could have put them all on there back in when it was outside 3. Yeah. So you were only able to get 2, so I am able to get that point. So just so many interactions kind of happened here.
Small things that make a difference on the road, right?
Oh, massive. For Soulblight, like that was crazy good when they could do it outside of 3, right? So we're seeing like just those small changes affecting this game map, because it's going to give me more. So I'm going to get, I'll get the 5. Yeah. Sad I had to run the Bloodmaster out, but he's holding that point over there. So yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to bring back a ton of skeletons here, but I still got some stuff alive. The only other one thing I'll mention is I did do the Brasco Meteor, just hoping that I just get lucky and just take him down because I'm playing Reapers of Vengeance. So another big trick, I get an extra Blood Tithe for killing a hero. So that Brat Skull Meteor would give me 2 Blood Tithe for killing him, and it costs 3.
3, so it only costs you 1.
Really, yeah. So I was really hoping, obviously I only rolled 1 or 2 5-ups and you made a 6-up, but yeah, maybe later we'll see. But I felt like I talked for a very long time there, which I think I did, and that's a classic character flaw of mine. But Frederic, we're gonna go into your turn, and let's see what you can do with Soulblight turn 3.
Let's do it.
All right.
Always ready to rise to a challenge, the Soulblight battle tactic is expand the Grave Empires. Neferata uses their finest hour, and Scarbrand does as well. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon fails to dispel the Ether Void Pendulum. Then Neferata casts Dark Mist on herself, but fails Waste Away. The Vampire Lord casts an Arcane Bolt and the Suffocating Gravetide, which deals 4 mortal wounds to the Bloodletters. Continuing to showcase the resiliency of Undeath, the Gravelords return 20 more zombies thanks to Endless Legions. Neferata and Scarbrand roar at each other, then the Zombie Dragon and Bloodthirster both stomp. At the start of combat, 14 skeletons rejoin the fight, and the Vampire Lord grants them Crimson Feast. First to fight, Neferata attacks and takes down Scarbrand. Damn, she's so badass. Attacking next, the Bloodthirster deals just 1 damage to the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, who kills both the Bloodthirster and Riftless with his retaliation. Confident they put the demons back in their place, the Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
So wrapping up bottom of 3 for Soulblight Gravelord.
Yes.
Very, very, very spicy turn.
Good
Rolling
turn.
really hot.
Yep.
So the goal was to kind of like maybe move a bit more towards your area and get a bit of that board control while mitigating the way you could kind of like strike back afterwards.
Yeah.
Started by casting a couple key spells. The never-ending
The Gravetide.
Gravetide just like keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Failed to unbind the
Dispel the.
yeah.
You wanted to dispel the pendulum.
Yeah,
but
so I can cast it in your face, but look.
Roll the 3.
Yeah. Got Ethereal for Neferata, and
Yeah.
because I was close to the little X-Quarter Skulls,
Yeah.
I just decided to not cast with the Zombie Dragon. I just didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, take all them. And you're -2 anyway. So.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
you know. And then movement was good as well. I was able to retreat everything here and then secure this objective.
Yes.
I moved everything forward. Managed to summon the ghouls to secure the objective as well if I missed my charge.
So good. The zombies. The 20.
Yeah, sorry, the zombies.
From the 40 pack. So there's 20 zombies coming from
Yeah.
the grave here.
That was like key.
Yeah.
And then
the charge was big here. So when you move the zombie dragon, I think it was about a 7-inch charge to the little guy,
Yes.
but a 10 to the bloodthirster. So you made the charge into the realm gate ritualist, and then you could have piled in, which you did end up eventually piling into them. The big one was Neferata, which I did
hitting
not...
on everything, wounding on everything.
Yes.
Just like going. I mean, I had a couple attack left, but even with the -1 to hit, it's just like it was a bit rock and roll on
I
that
did
end.
not think with Scarbrand, with Finest Hour, and still having 11 wounds left.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna survive for sure. But no, you took him down, and once that happened, it's a blood tithe. It's a big blood. It's a big blood tithe. But then the zombie dragon obviously was going to absolutely wax the other bloodthirster.
Yeah.
So really
splitting
good.
the attack, I got lucky in a way because I killed both the ritualist and the bloodthirster as well.
Yes.
You know, you always said never to split the attacks, but I figured I think I'm in decent position enough that I can try to
even
do
if
that.
you didn't take him down. But the bloodthirsters, they're 4-up save still, right?
Yeah.
He's a 4-up save monster that had like 6 wounds. Like you're going to definitely kill him. Yeah, so great turn, man. So you're gonna get more, and you're gonna get your tactic was just have a vampire summonable.
Yeah, it will expand the Grave Empire, so control.
Classic Soulblight tactic, love it.
Yeah, it was anything in the army really. So
yeah, and then you just gotta win a prio now, Fred. That's it.
All right.
Okay? So
can I win one prio against Ridge?
So I'll roll. I'll roll a different die. I'll roll a part of the all points die because I always. No, actually, you don't want me to roll these because I always roll 6s with these.
I'll ring a pink dice.
Oh, pink die. Oh.
2. Ah, no.
You gotta roll more than a 2, Fred. Patap dice does it for me again. I'll take the turn. Yeah, and we'll go into Blades of Khorne turn 4.
Sounds good.
Unwavering in their goal to spill blood and claim skulls, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is intimidate the invaders. The Bloodmaster uses heroic leadership, as does the Vampire Lord. The Bloodmaster dispels the suffocating Gravetide, and the Vampire Lord dispels the Ether Void Pendulum. Then the Bloodletters rally and return 4 models. The Bloodmaster uses at the double. Then the Blades of Khorne summon 5 Fleshhounds. Having seen the Fleshhounds summoned from the Skull Altar, the Zombie Dragon uses Smash to Rubble to destroy it. The Bloodletters split their attacks, taking out the zombies and dealing 2 wounds to the Corpse Cart, though they take 7 mortals in return. Fighting for as long as they draw breath, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right, we're back from top of 4. Blades of Khorne, scrambling for points, and I scrambled myself 5 points.
You did it.
Yeah, I knew I was going to take this out. I would have loved to take out the Corpse Cart too, to get just an extra Blood Tithe. But 10 zombies, even killing 10 zombies is, it's very swingy. So yeah, I took them out. I ended up summoning some dogs over here from the throne, which is amazing. Now, this is something that came up. So I summoned from the throne essentially right before Frederick was able to smash it. So end of the movement phase, then in the charge phase, you smash my throne, which makes sense. So yeah, other than that, you have a lot of models on the field still, and you just brought back another 8 or 10 zombies or skeletons. So this turn I feel like is going to probably hurt a little bit, but and the possible double coming back into 5. I have some trickery to do here at playing Khorne, but Fred, let's just see what you can do here in bottom of 4.
Let's see what happens.
Sounds good.
Annoyed by their foes' refusal to be cowed, the Soulblight battle tactic is magical dominance. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon fails heroic leadership, though the Bloodmaster uses heroic willpower. The Vampire Lord fails to cast Hoarfrost, but casts Mystic Shield on himself. At the end of the hero phase, Khorne summons another Brass Skull Meteor, dealing 2 mortal wounds to the Vampire Lord. Neferata uses Forward to Victory, but does not make it into combat, then the Bloodletters dispatch the Corpse Cart. Surprised to be able to sneak a spell through, the Gravelords complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Very uneventful turn for Soulblight Gravelord. So I moved everything on the side just to prepare myself for the last battle tactics round and destroy. And Ridge zoned me really good with the skull, so I couldn't get my zombie dragon in.
Yeah.
And I figured I'll get Neferata in, I'll clear this easy. And then I failed 2 7-inch charge.
6 even with a reroll.
Yeah. So it happens.
Yes. So
gets me two points, not more.
Yeah.
But
so you'll get 4 here.
Yeah.
Which puts you 1 back, but you have so many pieces on the field here. You're bound to win a prio, right?
I mean, I don't know.
We need to talk about the elephant in the room, though. So you went for magical dominance, which is a pretty easy tactic usually with the primals. I'm playing Khorne, and I completely forgot that I can just use 2 Blood Tithe and auto unbind that.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that because I wanted to have a good game, obviously. I'm just such a nice friend. You're coming down from Montreal.
I know.
No, I'm an idiot and forgot to just auto unbind that, and that would have denied your tactic.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Khorne, everybody, remember,
Don't forget that.
2 Blood Tithe, you can just deny that. But it's going to make for an awesome game now because I am up 1 now.
Yeah.
And we have a big prio here. I'm going to go back to the Patap die because it won me last one.
Go back to regular dice. Hopefully more than a 2.
Yeah, I think you've rolled, 2s and 1s?
Only 2s, yeah.
I'm going to roll 6, so you better roll... Well, even a 6 won't tie me, so... Rock! You just need a 4 up, Fred.
No, a 2!
See, I forgot to auto unbind, so Fred's nice enough to give me another prio.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
a 3000 IQ play.
Exactly. So I'll take the turn, and we'll go to Blades Khorne turn 5.
With fortune on their side, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is no cowards among us. The Bloodmaster uses heroic leadership, then chance for killer instinct on himself. Showing tactical understanding in addition to the battle lust, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Alrighty, so we're back from Blades of Khorne turn 5, and this is so Khorne of setting up and doing all of these crazy things. So went for the tactic of just everything being within 8, not easily being able to get that. Now, I couldn't get more here, so I'm only gonna get 4 points. There's a few different ways I was thinking I could possibly, but it was a little bit risky. Yeah, so going with the 2 points here, the 4 points, and then going into your turn, with all the tricks Khorne has, we're gonna see what happens here at the end of your hero phase. I think any Khorne player is gonna be like, okay, I can kind of smell what's gonna happen here. But so much to think about always with Khorne at these times of the game. So yeah, we'll just jump into your turn and see what happens with Soulblight Gravelords turn 5. Let's go.
Unsatiated with the current state of affairs, the Soulblight battle tactic is Cursed on Life. The Vampire Lord uses heroic leadership, as does the Bloodmaster. The Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon casts Curse of Exsanguination, but it's ignored by the Bloodmaster. The Blades of Khorne use Murderlust on the Bloodletters, Bloodmaster, and Fleshhounds. The Fleshhounds redeploy, moving 5 inches. Neferata fails to roar the Bloodletters, then attacks them and deals 13 damage. The Vampire Lord fights next and takes out the Fleshhounds. Cursing the guile and cunning of the demons, the Gravelords fail their battle tactic but still score 3 points.
Final round for Soulblight Gravelord.
Yes.
After talking with Ridge for about like 20 minutes trying to figure out how we could do this, we figured that the best way to go was to drop the battle tactic, but to aim to kill most of the things on the lower east side of the objective and secure the grand strat.
Yes, the northwest from what people will be seeing.
So Ridge started by moving his units into combat with me, so denying any possibilities of redeploy or anything like that.
Yes.
With his Khorne abilities.
So the way you could probably saw last turn, I was positioning everything outside 3 to murder lusting, because now you have to spend extra blood tithe to do multiple units. So I murder lusted exactly in here to tag all 3 of these, because I figured you only had surround and destroy left, which you were setting up for, I could kind of tell. So was going to deny that, but then you end up going with the one where the vampire does, or your general heals. Yeah. So then as that kind of happened, you, over here, you were thinking of trying to find a way to heal one of them, but because I murder lusted, you stayed outside of 2, inside of 3, it just wasn't, you weren't able to get the sequencing correct.
No, because if I activate one, you just don't pile in the other.
Exactly.
So I lose a battle tactic at this point.
Exactly. So you're going to lose that. So in your head, you're like, okay, then I need to get your grand strat, which is hold more grave sites than me. So you pretty much, if you get away from this one, this guy's outside of 3 of the ghouls, so you couldn't get this one if you would have retreated.
Because you also murdered lost the dog into
the dogs into here. Exactly. So another crazy techie. So what you ended up having to do was keeping the zombie dragon there so that he would get the middle one, and then you just needed to take that gravesite. But with the redeploys and how I murder lusted and moved the bloodletters around, you essentially, and you couldn't get Neferata within 6 of it, you needed to kill enough bloodletters with Neferata, which is what happened. You'd killed 6, so only 1 left. And then that bloodletter did 1 damage to your Vampire Lord. Yeah. Had he killed that Vampire Lord, that would have been done. It would have been done. Yeah. Yes.
And then the Vampire Lord made
all 5 3s and 3s.
So kill all the dogs.
Did 10 damage, killed the dogs, and got on the point and within 6 of that. So then you end up going to get your grand strat by holding both grave sites.
Exactly.
So right now I would be at 15 plus 8, so 23. So then you would score just 3 here for 1, 2 more. So that would put you to 10 and so 21. So 23, 21.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get my grand strat, and you're going to get your grand strat for 24, 23. Win for Soulblight. We got there. It happened. Yeah, just like absolutely. This army is just like, there's so many things with Khorne that like this end game is always such like a mind crazy, you know, so many things can happen.
It's a very cerebral matchup, because like you're thinking about gravesite and end positioning, you know, but then you're also forcing my hand in a way, and it's kind of like a tug of war in all game. Like, we're always like 1 point under, 1 point over. Like it was never a clear advantage until the end.
For sure. And even at the end, like I could have done another meteor and dropped that down, but in my head I was like, I'm thinking he's doing surround and destroy. So as long as I murder lust and make it so that he can't get surround, I'm going to deny that. And then if he doesn't get the grave sites, then I'm good. But at the end of the day, I possibly could have meteored him. And then it might have been a different story depending on what Nephi would have done. But again, so many things going on that it's just like at a tournament when you have a minute left, it's like it's much more like you can't have a minute to think of like on what you want to do. But that's why this game's amazing. That's why it's like so fun at the end of an event and things like that. So awesome, good win, Fred. You got it.
Very tight.
Soulblight took it out. Anything from the match that you want to comment on or playing against Khorne? I know you've played against Khorne a bunch, your buddy Nick, but what, anything?
I think what's like really interesting is like, even though a lot of this stuff was still on the board, the Soulblight tactic are based on losing and regaining a lot, whether it's health point or units, you know. So by actually overperforming on the battlefront, I end up hurting myself, and the battle tactics were a lot harder. So Khorne became kind of like a thorn in my heel, like just kind of like trying to go around, trying to figure out how it works, and always one step ahead. You know, and having slow units on the battlefield that you can't reposition because they won't die. Also means that they're stuck. So even though there's like 1,500 points left of Soulblight, which you would think it's like an easy wipe. Like there's still so much play that you can do as like a Khorne player. It's just like really amazing to see.
Oh, I know, and there's so many little things throughout the game, and just bringing all the units back is just so good. We saw here, it was massive, bringing the 20 back, bringing the 10 back, bringing the 10 back. Not killing the skeletons. So for me, from my side, just not killing the skeletons and that leaving them on just those couple models was massive. 4 models was massive with Scarbrand, and then him just going down immediately after. So if he didn't take those damage from the skeletons, like whatever, a lot of other things, I could have him and the Bloodthirster still. The -1 to hit from Nephi, just so solid, having that with the zombies. Like Soulblight is still so strong for many ways, and the zombies just, how many mortals? I think I killed more Bloodletters myself from killing zombies.
100%,
which
100%. 7, 10, and another 8.
Like they're...
So they were their points, right?
Oh, 100%. Even with 30-point increase, they're still absolutely insane. So still very good. But yeah, man, that was a really fun game. The end is always just like, oh my gosh, there's so much. But we got there, and you got the win, Fred. Thanks so much for coming. Awesome, so good to see you. Can't wait to have a beer now and chill for a bit and catch up. But that's gonna be it for us here, guys. So thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed that, we have premium memberships that you can always look at. Just hit the join button below. But yeah, other than that, have a good week, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so much.